Have you ever imagined life without fear? Have you ever imagined life without fear? I've reached this point and it changed my life completely. I'm finally free now. I can do anything I want and I don't care about what people will think about me, or I don't care what might happen. I'm genuinely free. I'm genuinely invincible. From life being so stressful and so tough, it just became way easier. Way more simple, way more exciting. I'm way more free now than I've ever been before. I'm going to teach you in this video how to overcome fear completely. You guys, you don't even know the life that you can be having. The life that you can be having without fear is unmatched. I'm telling you, this life, when you are not a coward anymore, when you are free to do whatever you want because you're not afraid of anything, this life is so exciting. This life is so easy to live because I genuinely can do anything. I can wake up and I can genuinely do anything I want. And this is the thing with the society. They keep you afraid on purpose. They keep you afraid on purpose because this way they can control you. For an example, because if you are afraid, then you wouldn't be committing crimes, you wouldn't cause chaos to the society, you wouldn't do anything because you are afraid. So you are pretty much like nobody that they can just stop worrying about you. But the person who is fearless, he can do anything to them and they wouldn't even be able to see it coming. Imagine a person that is so fearless, he just takes a gun and go to the president's home and just shoots him. You know this because, as you can imagine, without fear you can do anything. This is why they keep you like this on purpose. It's way easier to control the society when everybody is cowards, rather than fearless, rebellious warriors that just might conquer your city and cause so much chaos in a day. It's way easier to control cowards rather than fearless, brave, just courageous people that might be rebelling to your domination and do whatever they want. So this is how you overcome fear. It's all about exercise. The secret to overcoming fear is this: exercise. It's all about exercise. This is the way you overcome fear. You must do exercises that are putting you in a fearful situation when you are making yourself not be afraid. So this was actually the first mission that God gave me. When I started living for Him, He needed to use me for certain purposes, and just in general He wanted me to be usable. So what He did with me, He told me my first mission was to become fearless. And so He taught me the way to do it. Quickly, life became the most fun life ever. And I was actually going through this like 1 month that I would just genuinely maximize doing everything I was afraid of. So just a couple of examples of what I was doing. So I went to the sea and I actually had, I don't know how to swim, but actually went into the deep water, but it's the Dead Sea, so I was actually floating. So that was scary, but it was my first experience, so it was rather easy because there is so much salt in there that you're floating. Anyway, the second thing is that I actually went ahead and I just started saying to people whatever I wanted. So for example, I was and then there was a cute girl in the car next to me. So I just honked at her. I said to pull down the window, "Hey, what's up?" And I start eating on that girl, Then the third thing I did way more than that, but I'm just giving you a couple of examples. I actually started going to scary cities that are full of kind of the enemies of us, and I just started hanging out there and having fun with these people, speaking to everybody there and hanging out. Then what I also did is I actually started overcoming my fear of certain animals, which are like lizards. So I was afraid of lizards and touching them and interacting with them, and I went ahead and I held a snake in my arms, and I was not afraid. I held them for 20-30 minutes. So by doing this while making myself not be afraid, so if you do it and you would stress about it, yeah, it's not gonna make you exercise over the fear. But if you do it like a man, yeah, I can do it, it doesn't affect me. Slowly, when you do it perfectly, you would be able to overcome it quicker. So the more exercises you put yourself in when you are more close to being calm, the faster you're going to become fearless. In the Bible, all the servants of God, they were fearless. Some of them maybe might have been afraid here and there. Like I can just off the top of my head mention that Moses was afraid of fighting some king before entering Israel. So because of that, God told them do not be afraid, and then he went ahead and he was not afraid. But like there was situations that they were afraid. But think about the journey Moses have went through, or any character in the Bible have went through. They needed to be fearless. God actually hates cowards. You might get threatened or be scared what people think, and then they will just not respect you and stop listening to you. See what I mean? You must be fearless even to speak to them in the first place. So yeah, I think it's written like 365 times in the Bible, do not be afraid, which is crazy amount. As men, you all should strive to become fearless and stop being cowards once and for all. Now, when you become fearless, you would actually be able to do any kind of crime or any sin that you want, because you're not afraid of it anymore. You're fearless. You're not a coward anymore, so you can do whatever you want. So you might actually accidentally want to do some sins or some crimes, but this is when you must remember that the entire purpose of you becoming fearless is to do righteous things and not to do sinful things. So just take it as a warning that whenever you actually become fearless, that you don't start doing whatever you want, because you will be able to do whatever you want. By the way, guys, you have all been fooled and lied to by the regular Christians and by the church. You know that you're actually not going to be saved by faith. It's actually the biggest lie that there is out there about God and about salvation. The real way you actually get saved is by completing your mission on this earth, by doing the will of God on earth. As Jesus said, only the ones who do the will of my Father in heaven will make it into the kingdom of heaven. It's literally written in plain sight, but you choose to take verses and then dismiss whatever Jesus actually said and just take your own doctrines and go ahead and believe in that. But this is not what Jesus said. Jesus said, only the one who does the will of my Father in heaven will be saved. And it's also written that the will of God is to see and to believe in His Son. So you must see Him within your lives, whether it's that you have an interaction with Him, like face to face, that you meet, you actually see His Spirit, you actually interact with Him and He speaks to you face to face, or that you kind of get His Spirit within you, and then you get to see that what He is doing with your lives. And they have a video that's called How to Actually Experience Jesus, which is speaking about this. But this is the truth, guys. This is the only way you're actually going to get saved. Only if you see Him or get kind of to meet with Him, the way that I explain, the way that I can actually meet with Him because I have His Spirit, like I can speak to Him. This is the only way you actually... yeah. So unless you keep His commandments, and the way to do it the way to meet with Him face to face, or the way to do it and to meet with Him face to face and to experience His Spirit and His presence within your lives, is to do His commandments. Matthew 5, 6, and 7. Only if you do the commandments and you make this commitment that you're going to keep these commandments, only then you will enter the kingdom of heaven. After you meet, only then you will get to see Him, and you will get to get your mission, and then God will say to you such a mission, such as I explained in this video, that you will have to complete, and then you would be able to actually that you will have to complete, and then you would be able to enter into heaven. We are not saved just by believing He existed. This isn't the truth at all. The truth is that you must keep His commandments, Matthew 5, 6, and 7, and only then you could get saved. Then you have to meet with Him face to face. Unless you meet with Him and you genuinely know Him within your lives, intimately, that you know He is with you, unless you have that experience that you know He is with you, and He is giving you your mission, you are not going to be saved at all. I do like it, or that's it.